Okay, hey, if you haven't already, to get ready for the safety test, make sure that you download the practice test from the class website. And from that practice test, you want to go to the very last page, and there's a map there of the classroom. It looks something like this. Let's see if I can get it on there for you. Okay. And that map is what you'll use to locate all the safety equipment here in the classroom or the area. So what I want you to do right now is to sort of follow along with me. I'm going to show you on this video where all the safety equipment is located, and then you need to go to that map and locate it for yourself, and then you'll be ready, much more ready to take the safety test when that time comes. So the first thing you want to do, I'm in the front of the classroom, you want to locate where the safety master gas shutoff valve is located. So on that practice test, you'll find the master gas shutoff and locate it on the map. So here we are in the front of the room, and I'm going to simply point you out to the bottom here of the cabinet, the front cabinet. So all the desks are out here, and here's the bottom cabinet. I'm going to go down to this bottom cabinet, open it up, and that red knob right back there in the back, that's the master gas shutoff valve. And right now it's pointed in line with the pipe, up and down. Most of the gas shutoffs in this room, whether they're gas jets or anything else, if they're in line with the pipe, the gas is on, and if we turn them 90 degrees to the pipe, either to the right or to the left, it doesn't matter. If it's 90 degrees to the pipe, the gas will be shut off. Okay, that's the master gas shutoff. So we're back here in the front of the room, and here's the phone. So the safety or the emergency phone is located right here on the wall, and if you look up here on the phone, there's a location for emergency. It's a button there for emergency. So if there's a true emergency, all that you have to do, excuse me for being a little clumsy there with the video, all that you have to do is press that emergency and start talking. You can take the phone off the hook and talk directly to the phone, or you can simply talk without taking the phone off the hook. So there's a way to do that. Okay, let's now go to the back of the classroom. And while we're walking through the lab area, let's point out the fact that there are gas jets on every lab table. Every lab table has 2 gas jets located in the same place. Okay? And of course, every lab table also has a sink located on every lab table. And they're exactly the same. The sink is toward the center aisle, and the gas jets are located one next to the sink and one over here next to the computer or near the wall. The same is true on every lab table. Now the middle lab table has a gas jet here next to the sink, and that's the only one it has. And the gas jet that's located on the teacher's desk up front, the demonstration desk up front, is next to the sink over near the teacher's desk. The teacher's desk is over here. Here's the demonstration table right there. Okay, let's continue to the back. And here is the safety shower. The way this works is that you are going to grab that triangular handle and pull down on it, and there's a deluge of water that comes out. The rule is that you're supposed, if you spill chemicals on yourself in such a way as to have a kind of a dangerous situation, that is a chemical that is very caustic or maybe an acid, a base, something like that, then what you're going to do is you're going to stand in that shower for 20 minutes. And it's not hot water. It's just temperature, cold water coming out of the pipe. You're going to stand there in that shower for 20 minutes to make sure that all that water, all that chemical has been washed off of you if possible. You notice there's a curtain right there too. And if there's enough chemical on you and it's dangerous enough, then you have to come out of your clothes. And then that's why that curtain is there. It's for a privacy curtain, okay? Now underneath, located under this safety shower, is the eye wash. It's real easy to operate. This handle over here on the right is either pushed forward or pulled back, and the water simply runs out of the places here. Let's see if I can just kind of start it without going too fast, too high. All right, see, that's the way it works, okay? And what's going to happen is you're going to arrange that so that the water is flowing into the corner of your eye, through your eyes, and down your nose. And you stay in there for 20 minutes just like with the safety shower, okay? All right, in the same location then is where the fire blanket is located. If you look around the room, you see there's not a lot of room in this lab. So stop, drop, and roll is not something that's really very possible to do very often. So we have a fire blanket. So in the case somebody gets their clothes on fire, you take the fire blanket out of the plastic wrapping and wrap them up in the blanket, and it'll extinguish that fire. All right, so let's back away and let's locate where we are again. This is the back of the room, and over here on the right, this is where, the right as you face it anyway, it's where the goggles are located, okay? So all the safety goggles are located here, and there is a way to sterilize those safety goggles between labs. And but now if you want to wash the goggles, you're welcome to do that because I really don't have time to sterilize them between two classes, but you can wash them yourself. Please don't dry them with paper towels though. Use the towel that I provide. The paper towels will actually scratch the lenses, and after a while I have to replace those lenses. So you're welcome to do that. Now if you want to, I can provide you with a location, a place to buy your own safety goggles if you want to have your own. It costs about $8, and they're much more comfortable than these are. Okay, back over here. Over here is this big white box. You may remember seeing that in the classroom, and that's a fume hood. Now I'm going to clean that out. It needs to be cleaned out. But down here in the bottom under the fume hood on the shelf is the acid and base spill kit. Acid-base spill kit. So what we have in here, we have some cornstarch. This is just for soaking up liquids that we don't want to go down the drain. There's some baking soda in here. And the baking soda is, this is a weak base. We put that on acid to neutralize any acid spills. We also have just a small bottle of vinegar, and the vinegar is going to be used for neutralizers. It's a weak acid, and it's going to be used to neutralize any bases. And we have a little thing of sand here too that'll be used to dam up any liquids that have been spilled on the floor to prevent them from going in the drain if we don't want them to go down the drain. Okay, so back away here and kind of look at where we are. So here's the back of the room again, okay, and here is the door to the prep room. And notice it says students are not allowed, and that's the rule. And it might be possible that someone is going to ask you if you're allowed to go back there. The rule is you never go back in that room. It is possible that you'll be asked to by maybe a fire marshal or an administrator if you're allowed to go back in that room, and you're not allowed to go back in the room. That's the rule. Okay, let's go back through this door now, because even though you're not allowed back here, there are some things you need to know about that are here. First thing is, immediately inside that door on the right is the fire extinguisher. Okay, so it's just held on with a couple of clips. They're real easy to pull loose. Okay, and if you ever have to use a fire extinguisher, you simply pull it loose. First thing you do is pull the pin. There's the pin. It's like a grenade. You just pull that pin. Then you want to grab hold of the nozzle at the bottom and point at the base of the fire, and then you're ready to squeeze the handle. And if you don't point the nozzle first, you won't be able to point it once you squeeze the handle, because it sort of flies all over the place. And so it basically gets everything on you instead of on the fire. So let's back away here and stay where we are. So here's the prep room, and immediately in front of this door is the electrical box. So let's walk over here to the electrical box, and let's take a look at how this is arranged. Okay, so here's how we open it up. Okay, simply push down the bottom of this latch, open the door. If you notice, all these switches are going toward the middle. Now these switches all control the electricity to 3 different rooms, including this prep room. If there's an emergency, some kind of electrical fire or something, and you have to go back here and turn off the electricity, just turn everything off. And the way to do that is you simply take and push all the switches to the outside and shut everything down, and we'll figure it out later which ones need to be turned back on. Okay, so we're back in the classroom. Here's the back of the room, and we're going to take a little tour out of the hallway. Go through the back door of the classroom and out in the hallway, and we're going to go right over there at the end of this hallway. So there's the stairway in that direction. Here's the classroom in the lab, and here is the location of the second fire extinguisher for this room. It's just in a cabinet. You simply open the door, and there's the fire extinguisher. It's just like the first one. It operates exactly the same way, only it's not held with clips. Okay, so right outside the front door to my classroom, here's the front door to the classroom. All right, there's the stairway, and right in front of the stairway is the fire alarm. Okay, this is what you pull in the event of some kind of an emergency, especially a fire in the classroom. Of course, the fire alarm that actually buzzes is right here. Here's the buzzer and the strobe light. But if there's an emergency, a fire or something, this is what you're going to pull. You notice it says you simply pull down. That's all there is to it. If there's any kind of emergency and you don't know what to do, you don't know what you should do for, maybe I'm hurt, or maybe somebody else is hurt, somebody's walked in the classroom with a gun or something, then all you have to do is just pull that lever down, and that will call for help. Now the next thing we're going to do is simply go down the stairway and out the back door. So go down the stairway and turn left and go out the back door. Okay, so here's the back door. The back door going out the back of the building, and we're simply going to go across the parking lot to the far side into the grassy area. This is where you will go in the event of any kind of evacuation, whether that is for a fire alarm or anything else that's going on. You'll simply come out here and stand as a group because I have to keep up with them. Now, for some reason, if you're in the nurse's office or the administration office, the library, anything like that, not in the room when the fire alarm goes off, when there's an evacuation, what I want you to do is simply follow the crowd. Go outside, find a principal, and tell that principal who you are and what class you're supposed to be in, and they then will radio to the principal in this parking lot to let me know that you're okay, because I have to account for you. If we can't find you, somebody's got to go back in the building and make sure that you're okay. All right, that's the end of the safety tour. Just make sure you've labeled that on your map. You've got everything marked on your map, and then you go ahead and study the rest of the safety test, and you can find all of those answers in the safety contract or in the handout that's part of that safety test.